So next hormone that we'll discuss is thymus, right? See, thymus is one. Here they have mentioned a lobular structure located between lungs. See, every organ they have given the anatomical position. What is anatomical position? Exactly where the organs are, the glands are located, right? So it's a lobular structure located between lungs behind the sternum. You know what is sternum that you have read in your breathing and exchange of gases. Good, right? Sternum on ventral side of aorta. So each and every point is important. Ventral side of aorta, right? Let me tell you, before we get into this concepts, we have got something called as immunity. Do you have immunity? Yes, everyone should have immunity, because the immune system is the one which protects us from various diseases, right? So immunity, if I say immunity, which are the major cells involved in immunity? WBCs. Blood cells, like we have got RBC, WBC and platelets. So WBCs are one of the major cells involved in immunity. Clear arka? Right? WBC is major cells, which is also called leukocytes. WBC la, okay, we have got a cells called as lymphocytes. Have you heard of this term? Lymphocytes. This lymphocytes can be of two types. One is the B lymphocyte, other one is T lymphocyte. Why it is called as B lymphocyte? Because generally lymphocytes or any other blood cell, it will be produced in bone marrow. So where it is produced, where it is matured, there are two places. Generally, not only WBC, even RBC, platelet, every cells will be produced in bone marrow. But the B lymphocytes, it is produced in bone marrow. I can write it as BMW, bone marrow. It is also produced in bone marrow. But you have something called as a maturation site. So where it is matured, abdina, this is B lymphocytes are matured in bone marrow, whereas the thymus is matured. T lymphocytes are matured in thymus. Purida. So here where you get the role of thymus. So the reason why we call this as a B lymphocyte, we call this a T lymphocyte is based on the location where the cells are matured. Right? Clear arka? So the question is, how thymus is going to mature T lymphocytes? Abdina, the thymus is going to produce a hormone called as thymosin. What is the hormone? I think it should have been given. So say here, thymosin. So this thymosin is directly involved in maturation of which one? T lymphocyte, right? Once T lymphocytes is matured, it is going to give some immunity, right? That immunity is what is called as cell mediated immunity. Whereas B lymphocytes is going to humoral immunity, which is otherwise referred as antibody mediated immunity. Because humoral response means antibody response. So it is going to kill the target by producing antibody. Whereas the T lymphocytes, directly the cells will get involved, hence it is called a cell mediated immunity, right? So in case if thymosin is not there, due to the reason that the thymus gland itself is not there, then the CMI will be compromised. And you know that CMI, T lymphocytes is the one which is going to even boost the other immunity. T lymphocytes, it doesn't take care of only the CMI alone. The other immunity is also boosted, that is humoral immunity is also boosted by which one? T lymphocytes. Purida. Appo entire immunity control T lymphocytes. Appo T lymphocytes maturation happens in thymus. Maturation happens in thymus, right? So thymus does the maturation with the help of thymosin. So adan kuduthirukku. Okay, and thymosin play a major role in differentiation of T lymphocytes. This is what I mean by the maturation. Differentiation of T lymphocytes, which provides cell mediated immunity. In addition, thymosin also promote the production of antibody and to provide humoral immunity, because once the T lymphocytes are ready, matured, obviously the mature T lymphocyte, you have a cells called T helper cell. The HIV வந்து T helper cells levels தான் கம்மி பண்ணும். So T helper cells வந்து, see, AIDS is actually the HIV doesn't cause any specific disease. What all it does is it's going to lower the immunity. It is a very smart virus which is going to attack the T helper cell. Once T helper cells comes down, right, the entire immune system of a person goes. So whatever the opportunistic infection that is there, surrounding that person, gets in. So he is getting infected. That's the reason acquired immunodeficiency. Acquired na, the disease is not genetic. He's going to get the disease due to various reasons, okay, by improper sexual intercourse or whatever be the blood transfusion, he's going to get the disease. Acquired immunodeficiency, there's going to be a significant drop in immune system. And syndrome means collection of symptom. Why collection of symptom? It is not actually the virus causing the problem, the other pathogen which will not enter the person due to the active immunity now can enter because the person is immunocompromised. அதில் முதல்ல இன்ஃபெக்ட் ஹெச்ஐவி இம்யூனிட்டி லோவர் பண்ணும்போது which is the first organism to infect? Tuberculosis. அதனால தான் tuberculosis called as HIV co-infection or sister infection. Tuberculosis always surrounding us, trying to get looking for some opportunity to enter into our system, but our immunity is somehow preventing it. Due to HIV, if the immunity is getting lowered, tuberculosis sets in. Other no varo, but major thing is tuberculosis. So most of the HIV patients died due to tuberculosis, right? Okay, so time and this is very important. Thymus is degenerated in individuals. Okay, அதாவது as the person ages, thymus வந்து கொஞ்சம் degenerate ஆயிட்டே போகும், right? That's the reason why we say elderly people are bit immunocompromised compared to younger. And COVID we are expected to have some good immunity to protect ourselves from the COVID. அப்போ என்ன சொல்லுவாங்க, elderly people should be doubly careful. Why? Because they are generally immunocompromised. Why? Because they have got a degeneration of thymus, especially in their old age. So they may not be that immunocompetent as compared to the young people. புரியுதா? Okay. So the immune responses of the old persons become weak. Clear இருக்கா?